There were cities that did not fall. They were lowered, not by time nor by siege, but by a deliberate and patient burial, as though the earth itself had been instructed to forget. In the forgotten margins of antique cartography, where scholars once scrawled the name Tartaria across vast and uncertain expanses, there linger hints of something less geographic and more custodial, a name not of empire, but of containment. I did not believe this when I first uncovered the Enochian fragments. They were not found in any sanctioned archive, but sealed within a substructure beneath a derelict observatory in Eastern Europe, its lowest level inexplicably far beneath the surrounding street, as though the world above had been poured atop it like wet clay. The inscriptions bore resemblance to passages from the Book of Enoch, yet diverged in ways no theologian would dare entertain. Enoch, it seemed, had not been taken to heaven. He had been taken below. The text spoke of the first descent, where Enoch was guided not by angels, but by beings whose forms were a fluid geometry, clothed in a brightness that did not illuminate. They named their patron not as God, but as he who dwells beneath the sweet waters, a title disturbingly consistent with ancient invocations of Enki. Yet this Enki was no mere benefactor. He was a warden. Long before the rise of Sumer, before even the memory of the flood, there existed a civilization not recorded in any lineage of man. It spanned continents, its architecture aligned not with stars, but with depth resonating structures that reached downward, piercing strata that predate organic life. This was Tartaria, not an empire, but a network, a lattice of colossal edifices designed to regulate something beneath the crust. Their spires rose in ornate defiance of gravity, but their true purpose lay inverted, extending into vast subterranean chambers where the earth thinned into something porous and listening. The builders were guided, taught by Enki and others of his kind, not out of benevolence, but necessity. For below the world there is an expanse, not of water, but of memory. The Enochian fragments describe it as a blackened firmament turned inward, where thought acquires weight and sinks. This abyss, referred to in the texts as Abzu, was no mere mythological ocean. It was a reservoir of pre-human consciousness, vast, dreaming, and slowly rising. Tartaria's purpose was singular, to keep it buried, but something failed, whether through human arrogance or the subtle manipulations of Enki himself. The structures began to resonate improperly. The texts speak of a harmonic breach, a moment when the deep responded. Cities trembled, not from earthquakes, but from recognition. The ground softened, buildings sank, not collapsing, but descending, as though welcomed by the earth. Streets became rivers of silt. Entire populations vanished beneath a rising tide of mud that did not behave like any natural sediment. This was no catastrophe. It was a correction. Enoch, in his descent, was shown this fate. He recorded not prophecy, but instruction, a warning encoded in metaphor so that only those who had seen the buried layers of cities, the half-swallowed doorways and sunken cathedrals, might begin to understand. He was returned to the surface, changed, not taken by God, but released. I fear we have misunderstood Tartaria entirely. It was not a lost golden age. It was a system of locks, and the mud flood whispered about in disreputable corners of thought was merely the last time those locks failed. There are places, even now, where the ground level seems wrong. Windows that peer into darkness where light should reach. Foundations that extend far deeper than engineering permits. Entire districts where excavation is quietly discouraged. I have seen one such place. Beneath it, carved into a stone that resisted all analysis, was a sigil matching those in the Enochian fragments, a spiral turning inward upon itself. When I touched it, I felt something vast and patient stir within me, not below me, but remembering me. If Enki still watches, it is not to guide us. It is to determine whether we have begun to dig too deep, and if we have, then the silt will rise again.